So this is a story about the first time I got cheated on. I don't know it's the first time, because you never know. So this was 6 years ago in Boston, and I was going out and living with this girl, Sally. So Sally was the type of girl that liked to, stay home, watch movies, cuddle, snuggle, giggle, what everybody likes, So that summer I had to go on vacation to Europe to visit relatives, but Sally couldn't go. But this was a girl who wanted me, who loved me, who constantly asked me for babies, so I didn't think twice about anything. So that summer when I went away, we constantly emailed each other. We emailed each other like this, back and forth. But after 2 weeks, the emails went from sexual to emotionless. And then I got suspicious. So then, a month later, I came back, and she said she would pick me up at the bus station. And I just came from a 12-hour flight, and I was tired. And she picks me up at the bus station with this guy who was driving, who was my height, bald, built, also a personal trainer, and had an earring. It was like she replaced me. But I must admit, he was a tad bit sexier. So I got suspicious, but I had no proof. If he was like 6'2" with blonde hair, blue eyes, I would understand. But this guy was a sexier spitting image of me. So anyways, he drives us back to the apartment, and then right when I closed the door, I asked Sally politely, because I'm a polite man, "Are you having sex with this man?" And she was just like, "No, we're just really, really good friends." So I said, "Okay." So the next day, Sally was acting distant. And then that night, a friend of mine was having a party. And I asked Sally, I said, "Would you like to come to this party?" And she was like, "No, I'm going to go out with my friends." But you should have seen the pure happiness beam from her eyes. So then I was like, all right. So I went to the party, and then I came back at 2 a.m. She wasn't there. 3, she wasn't there. 4, she wasn't there. So then I got suspicious. And I looked, and I found the guy's address, and I drove to his house at 5 in the morning, and her car was parked right there. But I still needed more proof. So she had to work at 8, so I went back to the house, and I watched TV for a couple hours. I watched some cartoons, and then at 7, I went out, I went to Dunkin' Donuts, I got a coffee and a bagel, and I went back to his house. I parked 500 feet behind our car. I leaned back, and I was drinking my coffee, eating my bagel. I was on a stakeout. So just watching and waiting. And then people were walking their dogs, like, "What the hell is this man doing?" But I didn't care. I was on a stakeout. So I was watching and waiting. And finally, she comes out with him. They kiss, they hug, very romantically, for like 2 minutes. And finally, I got my proof. She goes down a side street. I go down a side street, and I'm tailing her from behind. I got cream cheese all over my face. I'm spilling coffee like I'm on a hot pursuit. And then finally, I get to her work, and I honk the horn. She stops her car. I stop my car. I go over to her car, and I open the door, and I say, "Sally, you had sex with him last night. I thought you loved me." And she said, "What are you talking about? I slept in the guest room, this and that." And I said, "Sally, I parked 500 feet behind their car. And I saw you come out with him. You kissed, you hugged, he was wearing this and that." And her mouth just dropped. And I said, "Sally, I thought you loved me. I thought you wanted to have babies with me." And she just looked at me and said, "Well, you were gone for a month." And I said, "Sally, I was gone for 27 days. 27 days! Well, I can go on and on and on with this story, but to sum it up, Sally and I broke up. But the moral to the story is, stay at home, don't go on vacation, because there's too many sexy guys out there. Thank you.